Hello guys, you're welcome to another edition of Inside Blockchain, and you're watching on Cryptotvplus, the most trusted source on cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. My name is Tony Obiajuru. For those that are new in the space and for those that have been in the blockchain space, you would know by now that over the weeks there have been this heavy debate between centralized and decentralized technologies, which is a better system for adoption. Today on the show, I have with me a very special guest who is going to be talking to us about this. He is Akintunde Jegede, the founder of Steam Payout. How are you today?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, good to have you on the show. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so tell us a little about yourself. Who is Akintunde?
Well, primarily just a developer, but for the past let me say almost a year now, I've been in the cryptocurrency space, and because for the past 7 years I've been into development of applications and and web apps majorly. So when I came into the crypto scene, it was natural for me to just be on the technological aspect and all that.
So how has the experience been?
Yeah, awesome, I think. I would say that awesome.
Okay.
And enlightening. Okay,
fantastic. Now, considering the heavy debate that's going on now between a centralized and decentralized technology, help me understand this. What does centralized and decentralized technology mean?
Well, basically, it simply means absence of a single authority when it comes to decentralized technologies. Now, what decentralized technology, where it all came from, I would say where it all emotionally came from, was because of the fact that the government didn't seem to be perfect enough in the way they manage issues, both judicially, executively, and even legislatively. Talking about a democratic setting now. So even outside of the fact that let's create something that does not have a central control, that is actually just being controlled automatically, because that's where the idea of smart contracts came in, where you could have contracts with two people and then it's just the system that is controlling it. Nobody has a power over it. But decentralization actually comes in the idea of also in the way data are being stored. That you don't have it in a single location, but it's separated everywhere. So it's just about the fact that there is no single authority controlling everything. That's what decentralization means. And centralization itself is that there's a single authority in charge of things. You understand? So that's just what it means for now. Let's just put it like that.
Okay, now which is a better technology for you? Well, which would you prefer?
I think it is a very for now. Everyone in the crypto scene believes decentralization is what rocks and everything, but the problem is that there are gray areas. When I say gray areas, there is really no truly decentralized. Let me say there are technologies that are considered truly decentralized, and let's say Bitcoin, for example, is considered truly decentralized, and maybe some other blockchain projects and all that. But the truth is that for so many other technologies, there is the idea of them saying they are not fully decentralized, especially when they use a consensus system called delegated proof of stake and all that. So there are different consensus methods that have made it look non-decentralized. And what am I saying now? What really makes a blockchain project, or let me say, because I don't really want to say blockchain project, because
there's projects.
What makes a project decentralized is when the data are not being stored in a single location. It's just stored in different locations, in different places. Exactly. So all those locations are called nodes. You understand? Sometimes they call it witness nodes. Sometimes they call it mining nodes and all that. So that is what it means now. But why is it that in DPoS we can say it is not decentralized? Because in DPoS there is just a limited number of people that are allowed to have that have nodes like that. You understand? So in such situations, they're like, if it's limited, then that means it's not fully decentralized. And the major debate right now is in the idea of a new project called HEOS. And I would, even though I'm a fan of HEOS in a really great way, but I would still say that people have a say when they say it's not truly decentralized, because in picking of those people that now normally in for all that deep POS projects, when you want to have your own nodes, you simply just put it off, and if you're getting votes, fine, you enter into it and all that. But for in the issue of EOS, you actually get screened to have your own node.
Oh wow.
So that means there seems to be a kind of, who knows, policies can actually enter into the whole thing at the end of the day. And the plan was that we were going to have 121, if I'm correct, 121 block producers that we have their notes and everything. So, but now it's not even up to 121. And the essence of that amount, 21 will be producing and 100 will be backups. We have 21 producing. But
already?
Yes, but 21. We have 21 producing, but 100 is the ones that are backups are not even up to 100 yet. I don't know, maybe they change it, but I know it's not up to the amount number they actually planned in the first instance. So people were complaining before, even with the amounts they stated in the first instance, but now it's not even up to that. And to launch the EOS projects, all of them had to work hand in hand. So that means there's a possibility that they could also work hand in hand to control the system. That means within themselves, they are the centralized authority. So that's what everybody's saying. And recently, they came together to decide to freeze 7 accounts.
Oh, wow.
And that's where the disadvantage of centralization comes in. And that is what the whole crypto thing is all about. We want us to be able to do whatever we can do without people saying they can control what happens to your account or not. But now they did it and nobody can question them because they're in charge and all that.
Okay. So you personally, which system do you think is okay for adoption?
The truth is this. My opinion is not even about centralized or decentralized.
Okay.
My opinion is, what problem are you trying to solve? Which people are you trying to, what problem are you trying to solve? Do you have how would I put it, the care? Do you care about the people you want to reach out to and all that? So if you care about them, then you just think about the money. You also care about their security.
Okay.
And the value of what you're actually trying to give them. And then when I say security, now it doesn't just mean that is my data protected. Are they feeling secured? Are they feeling like they can wake up one morning and the account is gone?
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to do? Okay, fine. They freeze an account because they feel those accounts are trying to steal money from people, by collecting their tokens and all that. But then they could be wrong.
Okay.
So what if somebody, by one means or the other, was among those that were considered wrong?
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So in my own case, I think it is about the problem you want to solve, because we cannot, in the case of HEOS, they have a tangible reason for having, to have just a limited number of block producers and all that, because that's the way the whole DPoS thing works, you understand? But I think they took it too far.
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So what I'm saying in essence is that when you're creating a project, I feel what really works is an hybrid project.
But hybrid, you mean?
When I say hybrid, I mean it has elements of decentralization and elements of centralization. You understand?
Okay, so we can have a system whereby it can do things by itself and still people regulating or controlling it. Is that
yes?
Is that what you mean?
But in my own case, I would say in the process of regulation, it should not be confined to a certain authority. Okay. It should be fully open to the community. Normally, in a normal DPoS setting, apart from the way the EOS is really doing right now, because EOS is putting in a kind of governance in the sense that they can choose within themselves that all of us, let's do a meeting about what we want to do. But in a normal DPoS setting, everything should be done by voting.
Okay.
And when I say voting, everybody that owns tokens in that or coin in that system actually have a say to say, okay, we want to vote and all that. So that one is still okay to a certain extent, because some people may have so much. Like, okay, if I have 45 million tokens now, then if I vote, my vote still counts more than that of somebody who has just one.
Okay.
So that means I'm controlling the system because I have more money to, and understand. So lastly, there's a project that is coming up recently. I read about called Evolution OS. They're planning to fork the old HEOS thing and create a system where even if you have 45 million HEOS on their own system, whatever they call their token, at the end of the day, your single vote is just your single vote. So that means they are trying to regulate they are trying to give equality to everyone.
Okay.
So if you see, in that case, there's still centralization and there's still decentralization, but it is more humane. It is still more, it still cares about those people they are offering the service to. So in short, I believe an hybrid project is what works, but at the same time, you have to care about the people you are
Okay, fantastic. Tunde believes a hybrid project is what works for him. That's cool. Let's see what people have to say, about this. Now, looking at the decentralized technology, how many decentralized technologies do we have aside the blockchain technology?
Well, basically, okay, now, when it comes to decentralization, I believe blockchain is the most popular, and recently we've been hearing about hash graph, but I think it has not really been fully adopted, and there's definitely going to be a reason why it's just blockchain all the time. It's definitely because they still believe in it and all that. And most of the time, when a new technology comes out, it takes a period of testing and refining before it actually gets, mass adopted and all that. So I think it's blockchain, hash graph, some other ones I can't even remember, and possibly some other ones I've not heard about, or some other ones that have been worked on. And the beautiful thing about blockchain is that it is actually tweakable in the sense that you may have a project, you call it blockchain, you have another one called blockchain, and at the end of the day, when you look into both, you discover that it works differently. You understand? Okay. So there's truly no project that is just working exactly the same way. Everybody just decentralizing it on that blockchain. So, and there's this project called Waves, and there's a coin called Waves, and they don't exactly say that they are operating on a blockchain technology, although it's decentralized. They say they work on a technology called Waves NG.
Yeah, but it's a decentralized.
Exactly. So I could come up tomorrow and say, okay, I want to do my own decentralization and name it whatever I want to name it. So the whole thing that really matters now is, as long as people feel secure that nobody is actually central authority.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's go on this quick break. You would definitely agree with me that this particular topic, centralization and decentralization, or centralized and decentralized technology, is a very vital topic. Let's go on a quick break, and when we'll come back, we're going to be looking at more of this particular topic. So stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bardwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching...
You're watching
Crypto
TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, this is Big Beto. You're watching Crypto TV Plus. Keep watching. Big Beto said so.
Welcome back. Just before the break, my guest here, Akintunde Jegede, and I were talking about centralized and decentralized technologies. Right now, we are going to be exploring more of this particular core topic. So, looking at decentralization, you and I will agree to the fact that decentralization is known to be the future. All right, where people are anticipating a system where everything is open. Now, are we looking at a system, all right, that is going to totally eradicate centralization?
Well, the point is, some people are really looking forward to something like that happening, and for those that are trying to be more truthful to themselves, they feel it's still going to take a long time. And decentralization in itself is still at its infancy, meaning it has not really, grown enough in terms of adoption. So now, me personally, I believe one thing about the future. I believe the future is not something you predict. It's something you create. Okay. Now,
go ahead.
The reason I'm saying is that it's not really a war between. Do some people see it as a war? Actually, there seems to be a kind of war, because recently there's a guy. There's a YouTube channel called Cryptotvplus, and the guy actually takes payments, donations, and I think donations and so more. He teaches people about crypto and all that. So they pay through a company called Stripe, and Stripe had to discontinue his service because they feel he's doing something related to Bitcoin.
Oh, and they don't want to have anything to do.
Yes, and they had to tell him that it was because of their banking partners that they had to get him out of their system. And basically, right now, if he had not gotten another way of collecting payments, he's practically losing money. So it seems like on the centralized side, they're feeling threatened and all that, and on the decentralized side, they're feeling threatened. But it seems people on the centralized side are having more, more power to really, stifle people around here. But the point is, I wouldn't like to say that the people on the decentralized side are totally right, totally doing the right things, because there seems to be a lot of greed
Okay.
A lot of greed on the decentralized aspect. There's a lot of fake projects. A lot of, let me say, balloon projects. When I say balloon projects, it means it's blown up, but there's nothing inside. There's no value inside.
Yeah.
They know the idea. They bring up an idea. They want to do something, and then they blow it all up. People rush into it, buy the projects, buy the stuff, and nothing happens at the end of the day.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why is even though I'm an EOS scientist, let me call myself an EOS enthusiast. The reason why it's even hard to defend EOS is because there seems to be a lot of money idea in the whole thing.
Okay.
Collecting money and raising a lot of money that does not even have to do with them building the projects and all that. More or less, they're raising money for their pockets majorly. Okay. So there seems to be a lot of that in the space and all that. So I would say that when it comes to the future, if decentralized community actually works out well in terms of solving people's problem in a more secured way. I explained what I mean by security the other time, securing their data and making them feel that if they do it in a more secured way, they will rule over the decentralized. If the decentralized community doesn't wake up to do it the right way, that would what will happen. But if they do it the right way, they'll move forward. Okay. So the reason I'm saying is that, for instance, all of us use touch screens phones today. We use laptops, we use a lot of gadgets. But when you trace where all this new, when it comes to phones and PCs, majorly phones and PCs, when you trace where it all came from what Apple innovated. Okay. So everybody adopted that innovation and started creating touch screens, laptops, and everything. So that means they created the future.
Yeah.
And that is what we have now.
Yeah, and we're using it right now.
Exactly. So if someone else did that, which might not even look exactly like that, if someone else did something that was not even looking like a laptop but was mobile, then definitely that is what we'll still be using right now. So for me, I feel that's the way it's going to work.
Okay.
If the centralized community are the ones in front, solving the problems in a better way, then that will be what the future will become. If the centralized are the ones solving the problem the right way, then that's what the future will become. Because the truth is this: we are all in technology to solve problems, nothing more. The money is just extra. Now, if you solve people's problem, then adoption will come. If you don't, adoption will not come.
Okay.
You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, do not act rightly, because sometimes there seems to be an idea of even putting the products in front of the people. Yeah. That's informal marketing and all that, which people pay for majorly. When you are doing an ICO, you are particularly paying them to market the projects or products and build it in a better way. So if they're not, the reason why there's no mass, I believe personally, the reason why we don't have the adoption we want in the decentralized communities is that we are not even doing it perfectly yet. Okay. We're not doing it with the way we are supposed to do it. Okay. So the point is, I can't categorically say that is the way the future is going to be, but I believe strongly that at the end of the day, what we will have are going to be hybrid projects. Okay. That is what the future will be. It is not, people should forget about the decentralization being everything. They should forget about it. Fine. The point about the whole crypto scene is that it is not just decentralization. There's the idea of tokenization, which means, okay, let me give you a good example of tokenization, which I've been thinking about for a long time. Let's say I want to have my wedding now. Okay. I can sell tokens for my wedding.
Okay. How do you?
Okay, I don't have money.
All right.
I call my friends. Yeah, I want to do my wedding. It's like, I'm just saying it in Nigerian English. Yeah. I won't do wedding. Okay. See how far I don't get money.
All right.
So let's tag my wedding. Maybe the person I want to get married to is Kemi. Okay. So let's tag this coin. My name is Akin Kemi. Everybody come and buy Akin Kemi.
As a coin.
As a coin. You're doing it because you want to help my project. Okay. So I've tokenized my wedding. I've collected the tokens. And I've done my wedding is on. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's tokenization. And now I'm just trying to put it at the base level. So you do it for different projects and all that. So the point is that people should stop coming into the scene and start chanting. Because the problem right now is there's too much talking. There is less right working. People are not really working the right way. People are not really building the projects the right way. All right. What they are doing is just shouting everywhere. Talk on Twitter. Talk this, talk on WhatsApp. They are looking at me randomly and all that. They know themselves and all that. And people are not really doing it, and it is doing that places us in front. Exactly. It is not talking or chatting about it or criticizing projects and all that. So I believe that tokenization, people can pick an element of tokenization and not even pick elements of decentralization.
Okay.
I tokenize the product, but I don't decentralize it.
All right.
That means Crypto TV now, for instance, can tokenize. It's like, okay, we don't want to do you don't want to do IPO, you don't want to do all that. Okay, let's tokenize. We sell tokens. Then from every profit you make from here, you share it among your people. That the point about decentralization that people are getting to misunderstand is that they are making it looking too rigid. They want to follow the way it has always been done. Okay. But the point is that you can always take an element and tweak it your own way and do it
potential to
exactly and do it the way you want.
Okay.
So what was the question again?
that was actually the question. You've actually answered the question. Now coming back to the blockchain technology, you have a blockchain project, okay, called Steam Payout. So tell me about Steam Payout.
Well, actually, the Steam Payout is just built on Steam blockchain. Well, it's a decentralized application. Okay. And what it does majorly is going to the Steam blockchain.
Sorry, does it have a little bit of centralization, or totally decentralized?
Well, the idea is this: there's really no DApp that is not centralized in a way.
Okay.
So don't let people start hyping their projects anyhow. There's no DApp that is not centralized in a way, because that DApp has the front end.
Okay, and what is this?
That what I mean front end is that when you want to go and do anything on that, there's a place you go to go and do it.
Okay.
Maybe a website address, most likely. Right. Now that website, that front end is in a centralized place. Okay. Most likely a web hosting service.
Okay.
Now the domain name itself is a centralized. Let me see, a centralized thing.
Okay.
They register for it in a centralized place.
Yeah.
So now, that's the basic centralization that comes into a decentralized project. Now, at the end of the day, it's now left to you to say, okay, I want to take decentralization for that, depending on the problem I want to solve. So in the case of Steam Payout, what we just do is that we connect to the blockchain, collect the data we want to use, and analyze the data locally in a centralized form. Okay. Why? Because the data cannot even be analyzed on the blockchain. The reason why the point of Steam Payout is people blog on Steam and everything, but it is actually hard to know how much they be expecting from their projects and the work they've done each week. Okay. So we go into the blockchain and try to get a lot of information about how those things are being calculated, because sometimes the problem with the Steam blockchain is that there's not much documentation about how people are getting paid and everything. Okay. But it's actually still quite transparent, so we try to dig deep and know how those things are, and then we make those calculations. So when you go to Steam Payouts, you can actually know, okay, this is how much I'm expecting this week. And then we make use of CoinMarketCap to, get how coin are varying and all that. Then we also have, it supports more than maybe, I think, 7 currencies. We support Pakistani rupees, Philippine pesos, Naira, dollars, pounds, fiat currencies. Because, so when they have their payments in SBD, the site automatically helps them convert it to those. Okay. And we get real-time data, not some fixed data, about the price of the currency in the market.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's just what it does. So all those analyses are done in a centralized location. But the data is decentralized, and we don't even study data. Anytime you come and you want to check something, at that particular moment, it goes into the blockchain immediately as you are waiting. And that's why at the moment it's still a little bit slow. Because we have to go in the blockchain each time to solve whatever you're doing. Because what we are doing is not because as you're checking, somebody can be making a blog post and you are earning already as you're checking. So it has to be real time. All right, fantastic.
Okay, so Tunde, before I let you go, where are we presently with this particular project as the Steam Payout?
Okay, for Steam Payout now, I would to say the truth, is in a stable, for softwares you have unstable level, stable, and unstable is when you're still trying to build more and more. But for now, it's stable. Even if you are adding any features, it's just extras, or if something that changes in the same blockchain and you want to edit and make it perfect. So for now, it's stable and it's working, and a lot of people are using it.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Tunde. And we've come to the end of the show. You definitely agree with me. It's been an amazing time with Akintunde.
Yeah.
Thank you once again. For more news, updates, events, analyses, and interviews, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Cryptotvplus. Don't also forget to follow us across our social media platforms. And for more news updates, visit our website at www.cryptotvplus.com. My name still remains Tony Obiajiru. Until I come your way next time, it's a bye for now.